I have a book for you here that I'd like to share. It is called The Portable Bloomberg, The Wit and Wisdom of Michael Bloomberg. And this is a little pamphlet that was compiled for Bloomberg's 48th birthday in 1990, the year I was born. It was produced by Elizabeth DeMars, Bloomberg LP's former chief marketing officer. Yes, these are all actual quotes, she wrote in the introduction. No, nothing has been embellished or exaggerated. And yes, some things were too outrageous to include. So Bloomberg has given varied responses when asked over the years if he said these things. He periodically disowns them, sometimes says, they were jokes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think they're obviously a decent number of them are jokey.
Yeah.
That's why they put him
Clearly they're jokey.
In this sort of joke gift.
Yeah.
But you don't make jokes about your sales girls giving you blowjobs.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I think the view among right-thinking people, I think, is that sexist jokes are not allowed.
Not in the workplace,
in the
for
workplace.
Sure.
That would be the Catherine McKinnon take.
They are illegal. Straight up.
Right. No, why is no one?
The law.
Hey, commissioning editors. I'm not a commissioning editor anymore, but commissioning editors, get Catherine McKinnon to write about Bloomberg's sexual harassment. She led the charge to illegalize that. Anyway,
that's the SNL lady.
No, that's Kate McKinnon. Catherine McKinnon, different legal scholar.
Kate is a short for
yeah,
Catholic.
well, but two different people nonetheless.
Okay.
So, here's part 1 on salesmanship. Make the customer think he's getting laid when he's getting fucked.
That's good. That's a play on words.
Yeah,
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It's not fun. It's not my kind of humor, but
yeah, it opened up for me this interesting realization that Bloomberg in his mind has like these different categories of sex, and like some are like self-giving and generous, and some are exploitive.
Maybe. I mean, but we use in the vernacular we use.
Sure. But the joke comes from the fact that one thing is happening, but two different people are perceiving it in radically different ways. A good salesperson asks for the order. It's like the guy who goes into a bar and walks up to every gorgeous girl there and says, "Do you want to fuck?" He gets turned down a lot, but he gets fucked a lot too.
Yeah, that's the Boomhauer strategy.
Yeah, that is. When he took Bobby to the mall.
Yeah.
And went up and was like, dang out.
Yeah.
Get later. Yeah, and then most of the women said no, but some gave him his number.
And he come home and wore his leopard
thong, and he pushes a button, and then Dido's
please don't go on.
I want to thank you. Yeah, that starts playing.
That's what he does in his ranch house in Arlen.
Very, very good stuff. By definition, a salesperson thinks tomorrow is always going to be better. It's the only way he can take the continuing rejection.
All right, I mean, whatever.
Cost fallacy there. On the Bloomberg sales force, I'm always amazed by our salespeople's acumen. Many times I'm with a salesman in a presentation, and he or she will show a capability I never knew existed. There you go.
Yeah, that's funny, actually, because he's talking about a capability on the terminal.
Yeah.
Like, here's a feature of the software
that he didn't even know
He's
about.
like, I don't even know that, but it's ostensibly his software. And
Here's one for you, Matt. How do you motivate someone? Simple. Are they addicted to 3 meals a day?
Yeah, no, I think this is a good one. This is a real sick one. And he sees, it shows that he sees the sickness of the system,
Yes.
that it's driven by coercion, even if not necessarily like you would think, someone's threatening to kill you in the sense that they're going to kill you with a gun. Well, they can threaten to starve you out, like a siege type thing. That's the kind of power that employers, at least as a collective entity, have.
That's cool stuff.
If all the employers decide we're not having you, then you die.
Yeah.
They can pull a switch and you die, unless of course you have the welfare state.
Love that.
Or basic income or whatever, right? So he
I'm glad
sees
that
that and he's
sees
just
that.
like, that's real funny. Haha. I am able to use coercion to dominate people in society, especially my own employees. So
Yeah.
that's funny.
We all love that.
It is funny to imagine running running someone like this. But
Oh, no, though. Oh, you got to stop Bernie. All right. Here is on negotiations. What do I want? I want an exclusive 10-year contract, an automatic extension, and I want you to pay me. And I want a blowjob from Redacted. Have you seen Redacted lately? Not bad for 50.
all right.
That's not something that you should stay in at work, I think.
I wonder if this was redacted in the original. Or...
No, this was redacted in the Washington Post publication of this pamphlet.
Okay. Wait, that's probably a famous person, yeah?
Well, yeah, no doubt, or an actual employee.
Yeah, it's probably not an employee, right? It's probably some sort of actress or something.
He's like Raquel Welch or someone who was famous in 1972.
Yeah.
Okay, keep your legs closed.
Keep your legs on negotiate. What does that mean?
That's just one of his tips on negotiating.
Oh, don't get fucked, I guess.
That's
the...
Always pick a fight with someone smaller than you.
That's hard for him.
Yeah, that's tough. He'd have to pick a fight with me.
Yeah, or a child.
I feel like I could take him, though.
But even many children are taller than him.
As Chuck Colson put it, if you have them by the balls, their hearts and minds will follow.
All right.
Okay. Don't get even, get revenge.
Okay, I mean, you know, that's a thing people say.
Use the Nancy Reagan defense. Just say no.
Yeah, that's a drug war thing.
And here's his advice on when people tell you no. Let me tell you something, buddy boy. I have pictures of you and they're not with your wife.
All right.
Sexually blackmail people.
Mm-hmm.
On pricing, I follow the trader's adage. If you can't move something, mark it up, not down. He also said, I never understood the concept of volume discounts. Neither do I, really.
I get it.
I don't understand
I get
that.
it. And this is actually a key point of tension among the antitrust people, because they get real pissed off that, like, oh, well, you know, this big chain, they can get the Campbell's soup for 30 cents a can wholesale, whereas the Ma and Pa can only get it for 70 cents wholesale. And this is real evil and whatever. And it's like, well... Yeah, well, it's a lot easier. There's a lot less, administrative and transaction costs involved in shipping, 1 million cans of soup versus 50. There are efficiencies to size. It's not purely, I've got negotiating market power. There's also it's a lot easier to not have to process, to process 1 million can order than to process thousands and thousands of smaller orders.
Here is Mike Bloomberg characterizing some competition. A cokehead, womanizing word I'm not going to say on this podcast, but it's a pejorative term for a gay man that starts with an F and ends with a G.
Yeah, that is interesting. He has used the slang word for cigarette here. Which does not seem to have really made it into any of the things, right?
No, I haven't seen anyone mention the fact that he was going around calling people that.
Not in a cute way either.
No,
it seems like.
he's using it purely pejoratively. Let's see. A lot of these are on. Here's on capitalism. I believe in the capitalist system and free enterprise. The only exception to capitalism is 8th Avenue, where people pay for what they could get for free.
I don't know what 8th Avenue refers to. Should I look it up?
No, who cares?
Figure this out.
For the same reason you want to sell 200 shares of stock for twice what you paid, we are in this business to make money.
All right, yeah. I mean, I like making money, I guess.
On computers, relevant to your interests, Matt. You know why computers will never take the place of people? Because a computer would say that the sex of the person giving you a blowjob doesn't matter.
Oh, well, that's also a little bit controversial now, I guess.
Do you agree with that about computers? Would they say that?
Well, I mean, you could make a computer say whatever you want, I suppose.
Are you sure about that? I don't know. He seemed to have this on good authority. The computers think it doesn't matter who's giving you the blowjob. This is a lot about blowjobs. Bloomberg,
he's really
someone
into oral
please
sex.
give this man.
I'm sure he
needs to
can hire as
he needs
many
to get
people as
over
he
it.
needs to.
He's got a fixation here.